Hi friends, this is Jennifer Terri and welcome to another Philippine travel update. I'm back, but I'm still not 100% okay. Anyways, so in this video we'll talk about the update on the green lanes. There's also some talks about foreign tourists. We'll also talk about the Cebu update. We'll also talk about the super brilliant nonsense protocol of only considering those who were vaccinated in the Philippines. So let's go ahead. The Department of Tourism, which is the department that has been pushing the green lanes of only 7 days quarantine for a fully vaccinated individual, said they welcome the new policy, even though it's pretty naku madam. She said she welcomes this initial phase of the green lanes proposal to facilitate the entry of some fully vaccinated travelers into the country. So she said, after this initial phase of the green lane project, we hope that it will be eventually extended to individuals fully vaccinated in other countries, especially with respect to countries who will have and will share their database to facilitate vaccine status verification. That's clear, guys. This protocol, this nonsense, which only includes those who were inoculated in the Philippines, is just an initial phase of the Green Lane project. It's not the end, it's just the initial phase, first step. Okay. She is also hoping that eventually the Philippines will also give some liberal for domestic travel to fully vaccinated Filipinos in the Philippines. So actually, airlines are very open to that idea. No, even AirAsia expressed that they will be soon giving incentives for fully vaccinated travelers who wants to travel domestically in the Philippines. I hope we will also be included in that, no? Anyways, the presidential spokesperson, the IATF spokesperson, Hareruke, responded today, reacted. We are very upset. We are all upset with that new policy that we are not included just because we're vaccinated abroad. She had a statement today because they had this public briefing because of the A4 vaccination. Look at what he said.
Kung linawin ng isang naging kontrobersyal na anunsyo ko na isang desisyon po ng IATF. Sinabi po ng IATF na yung mga nabakunahan na sa Pilipinas, pag sila'y nag-abroad, pagbalik nila, kinakailangan 7-day quarantine pa rin po sa facilities na hindi naman po i-require ang PCR. Naku po, ang daming bumatikos nung weekend. At ang sabi, ang request, dapat wala na raw quarantine para sa mga bumabalik na mga Pilipino, lalong-lalo na yung magbabakasyon po. Paunawa po, pero unang-una, tagapagsalita lang po ako. Laway nga lang po, ang tawag sa akin, Laway King. Pangalawa, ang problema po kasi, wala pa po tayong kasunduan sa buong daigdig kung paano natin mabe-verify yung authenticity ng mga vaccination card sa buong daigdig. Ang personal kong pananaw bilang isang nagturo po ng international law sa UP ng 15 taon, baka kinakailangan magkaroon ng isang international na kasunduan kung dapat magkaroon ng standard na vaccination certificates. Nang sa ganun, hindi po problema ang pag-authenticate kung totoo ba o peke yung vaccination card. Hindi naman po natin sinasabi na hindi na po pag-uusapan sa IATF kung ano yung magiging arrival protocol sa mga nabakunahan na. Papunta po tayo ron. So dito po sa Pilipinas, nagsisimula pa lamang tayo ng A4, so siguro naman po, kung nakapag-antay naman tayo ng mahigit 1 taon bago dumating ang bakuna, makapag-aantay po tayo ng konti pa pong panahon para magkaroon po ng pagkakataon ang buong mundo na magkaroon ng kasunduan kung paano nga bang gagawin sa mga taong nabakunahan na.
We don't have to wait for the whole world to have a verification system. There are other ways. Like what I said before, some countries have their own government application. NHS, there's one in Hong Kong. There's an app in Saudi as well. In America, apparently, you can get a certificate. Maybe at this time, we can have the first initiative, diba? Initiative. Not just copy-copy. Maghintay na lang kung anong ginagawa ng ibang bansa. Anyways, regards to foreign tourists, a Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, today appealed to the authorities to consider relaxing COVID-19 testing and quarantine rules for foreign and local tourists who have been fully vaccinated. In a statement today, the senator said, if we're easing travel restrictions on fully vaccinated Filipinos returning trips from abroad, I don't see any reason why we should exclude those fully vaccinated foreign and local tourists as they are similarly situated. Besides, there's more to gain economically speaking as it will bring back the workers in the tourism sector. The senator said that the easing of travel restriction could also be a way to address vaccine hesitancy among Filipinos. Many of us are longing to travel, so if people realize that they can if they get vaccinated, for sure they will go to vaccination centers. The thing is, I think as of right now, the main problem really in the Philippines is that, the vulnerable sectors, senior citizens, people with comorbidities, a lot of them are still not vaccinated. Because of hesitancy, some maybe because of technological, maybe they're not being reached out. I think the Philippines should focus on the most vulnerable sectors first, such that they are not giving any incentives or privileges for senior citizens to get vaccinated. Even though they are vaccinated, they are still not allowed to leave their residences unless they're going for a checkup, going to the hospital, So in things like that, parang ikaw din senior citizen, parang walang ka na ng gana. I believe that they should give at least some incentives, safe places to have some level of freedom them. We can't just control people. As what Doc Adams said, if we impose too many rules, people will not follow them. We need to pick on the most important one and strictly enforce it, diba? On other things, a lot of our kababayans yesterday had their flights cancelled. So Philippine Airlines had their travel advisory. Middle East and Hong Kong flights from June 6 to 8 are cancelled. That's Riyadh to Manila on June 6, on June 7, Manila to Damam to Manila, also Riyadh on June 8 and Hong Kong. Why were flights cancelled? We sincerely regret that we have no choice but to cancel these flights, and we will reach out to notify passengers because the flights were cancelled because of limited availability of quarantine hotel rooms. Ayan na! So this is not new. This happened last March. This happened last March when they changed the protocol, no? So this is not new. As I said before, things will just go in cycle. Napupuno yung hotel, travel capacity, cancel flights. It's a never-ending cycle. Because we don't have enough rooms and we have a very ambitious 10 days hotel quarantine stay. Now, our poor Filipinos talaga ang nagsasuffer. I think mostly OFWs, because if you think about it, OFWs, non-OFWs, before their flight, they already have a hotel. May pre-book hotel na yan. May hotel na sila na pupuntahan for quarantine. On the other hand, OFWs, they don't have. They get assigned upon arrival pa lang. So at times when napuno ang hotel, sila talaga yung sasabihan ng, stop muna kasi puno na. Diba? How sad. This is why that 7-day quarantine for fully vaccinated travelers should really cover all of us, even those who were vaccinated abroad. If we do that, at least man lang, kahit mabawasan ng 3 days yung quarantine, it will free up rooms. So if we have more rooms, it means that less flight cancellation, and we may be able to increase the travel capacity a bit. Also, we can lessen the cost of OWA, lessen the cost for our non-OFWs, BALIKBAYANS, and also at least from 14 days to 7 days quarantine. That's a big difference. It will give our Filipinos more time to be with their families, no? Especially our OFWs who are only going home for a short time. Now let's go to Cebu. Yesterday, Cebu congressmen signed a joint manifesto expressing support on the swab upon arrival policy in Cebu, emphasizing that IATF should respect the rule of law, respect the Philippine Constitution, and respect the local autonomy of the province of Cebu. Though they understand the humanitarian side of this protocol, no, as to why it was imposed. So they said, as representatives of the people, we can no longer sit idle while our constituent further burdened by unsound and impractical policies that greatly ignore their own personal and financial circumstances. So, Ms. Gwen had her public briefing today, if you watched that video. So basically, what's the protocol now in Cebu? So for Cebu residents, no question, you will be following the old protocol. You swab test upon arrival, stay at the hotel for 2 to 3 days, then go home to your final destination. And it doesn't mean na malaya na kayo, freedom. No, you still quarantine and get tested on the 7th day. So you people might think, mabuti pa yung taga Cebu kasi 2 days, 3 days lang yung quarantine. No po. Actually, same lang. But the difference is they have the option to continue na after 2 days their quarantine at home. So they can save really a lot on money, no? So swerte talaga yung non-OFWs na Cebu residents landing in Cebu. They can save a lot of money. And it's free pa. Swab test is free. The only thing they need to pay is the hotel. Speaking of hotel, Miss Gwen also appealed that hotels daw in Cebu are not being paid daw same amount sa Maynila. So big difference. So she's appealing that OWA would at least increase their payment for hotels. As I said before, guys, OWA pay subsidized rates. We non-OFWs pay standard rate. Kaya mahal talaga sa atin. Sa kanila hindi masyadong mahal yung binabayad ng government. What protocol we followed? So this is what I can see. See, some LGUs will not accept if you only follow 2 to 3 days quarantine. I don't know. I'm not really sure, guys. I cannot say for sure because it depends on your LGU. If your LGU will accept you with just 2 to 3 days quarantine, then it's okay. But for LGUs that are strict, you might have to follow the 10 days quarantine. As for me, I am arriving in Cebu and I've already accepted my fate that I will be quarantining for 10 days. Maybe Himala, I don't know. I'm still some praying some miracle, but maybe I can just do 2 to 3 days and just finish it off at home since our house naman is eligible for home quarantine. But anyways, I think it's better to just think that I'm doing 10 days. Anyways, who arrived in Cebu today, share your experience po. So that's what's going on, guys. No massive change today, except that Cebu is still really pushing for their swab test upon arrival policy. And hopefully, IATF will come to their senses and accept that there are other ways to verify vaccination. We don't have to wait for the whole world to have a system. And that's all for this video. I hope that you're all doing well. Sa mga kababayan natin sa UAE, Oman, at 5 other countries. Ilang days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days na lang po bago matapos ang ban. Sana nga matapos na siya sa June 15 at makauwi na kayo. Kasi hindi naman basta-basta nakakuha ng repatriation. Sabi pa nung kababayan natin taga Oman, he contacted Philippine Embassy daw and sinabi sa kanya, it will take daw mga 3 to 6 months. Ay naku po, at it's only for those going home for good. Anyway guys, that's all for this video. So those who are in quarantine, share your experience. God bless you all. Stay safe. Don't forget to like this video and bye-bye.